Good day, good people, on a fine day in the year of the Paradigm. Toonlink Dave, Bravo Dave, Anomaly, and Amakaris. Few know me as the man who is excited for today because it is time for trauma. Maybe I shouldn't be as excited as I am. It is kind of a crazy thing to say that you're excited for trauma. Here, let's, I don't know why that song's playing, that's crazy. We do have to talk about some of these, imposters, because as we start this episode, it's time for the Danganronpa Hunger Games. Today is World Trauma Day. So you know what? Hopefully, you can, not embrace your trauma, don't do that. Hopefully you can heal from some of your traumas and give a little laugh today, as I have picked, I think, the characters who have suffered the most trauma. For the most part, I've selected people who suffered trauma prior to or during their time at Hope's Peak before the Killing Game. That's what I kind of wanted to stick to, characters' backstories or fictional backstories, depending on which Danganronpa you're talking about. That being said, let's get into it, and then we'll talk imposters in a little bit. For starters, we got Danganronpa 1. 8 characters from each. Some of them might have 9 because there's a couple imposters in play. We have Hina, Celeste, Chihiro, Kyoko, Mondo, Mukuro, Sakura, Toko, and still surviving, imposter number 1, nobody was able to guess correctly. And that being said, I also won't tell you what other people have said. You can either play it solo or you can help each other out. Choices are yours and yours alone, but imposter number 1 remains at large. That being said, if an imposter survives a week and no one guesses them, they will get an imposter number 1 perk whenever they come here in Ordeal. And that will start to divulge a couple clues. If they last for a very long time, you might see an item that relates to them. That being said, we continue on with District 2 Danganronpa 2, Hajime, Akane, Fat Togami, Fuyuhiko, Gundam, Mahiro. I kind of meant to go and explain some of these too, but whatever. Nagito and Teru. Gundam says he's like the offspring of like an angel and a demon, and I'm like, there might be some trauma. I know that he was like raised just as by his mom, and his mom wasn't good at cooking, but like, then to call the other side a demon might have some real traumatic effects. And this whole persona that he's created, there's a lot of trauma there in Gundam. In the middle of this cast, I think he might be, well, no, Fuyuhiko also lost his sister, whatever. We'll continue. The Danganronpa V3, let's talk about him, baby. We're talking about the champion. We're talking about Miss Champion Maki, Miss Kaki Maki, still here, still around with Pancake Champion Rantaro. Danganronpa V3 is doing well for themselves this season with Ryoma, Karumi, Kori, who I think might have the most trauma in this bunch, Kokichi, Kaito, Kibo, and Karumi. That's right, we have another imposter in play. Who is Karumi? I'm not sure. That'll be your guess and your guess alone. But she is imposter number 3. Ultra Despair Girls, Komaru, Genocide Jack. So look, I just took out, since there's only like 12 or 11 main people in this cast, I was like, okay, which 3 are the least traumatized? And I was like, I gotta include all the Warriors of Hope. Every single one of them. I suppose Genocide Jack as well. Admittedly, we could have taken out Komaru. But I'm gonna give her a little slice of life just because, her parents gone now, she was forced to go through all this, whatever. She never had time at Hope's Peak. She was forced to live in the outside world, you know what I mean? But I digress. Haiji is in here too because, he might suck, but he does have his own traumas. Future side, we have also a very small cast. I removed a couple of people who were the least traumatized. And I was like, you know what? Maya, I never knew her. She can't be traumatized, she's a robot, for the lots that I knew her. And I took out Daisaku, and I took out somebody, he had a simple life as a farmer. And I took out the Great Gozu because, he might have physical trauma, but boy, he's the greatest wrestler of all time. We got Chisa, Juzo, Kizakura, Munakata, Ruka, Mitarai, Seiko, and Izuo. In the Bears, I was like, there's 9 of you, I can take one out. Monokuma's causing the trauma for everyone else, and that is our cast today. That being said, it would be remiss for me not to mention that one of our imposters is gone, because even though you guys missed out on one of the imposters, this was interesting because really, it was kind of a 50-50. If you knew the reference for the other imposter. It would have either been Wolverine or it would have been Deadpool. So many people put Deadpool. I'm sorry, so many people put Wolverine, which is crazy. And only one person put Deadpool. And that person sussed out the imposter. That being said, it usually would be a fan vote full of the people who got it correct, but since only one person got it correct, the person that they choose goes on to the finale, and that's the power of figuring out an imposter as well. That's why sometimes you might be like, I don't know, maybe we'll just go ourselves. Now, the smart thing, I guess, that this person did, which is also like, hey, you might want to maybe do it this way or that way, they put Deadpool for both of them, which worked out in their favor, and with that, they get lo and behold, shock of the century, and I think maybe the first time we've ever had a character from this franchise in a Hunger Games? I think? Mangle from Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know much about that Five Nights at Frankie's. I know that there's a guy, and he's purple. I know there's some remnant, and I know he killed them kids. That's about all I know. That's about all I got. That's not true. I know a little bit more. I know a little bit more than that. But that's the main juncture that I know. But I think that's pretty much the whole franchise. You know what I'm saying? I think they got some like some they got another robot now that's like AI or something. I don't know. The Mimic, that's who it is. Anywho, I know about that. I know the memes that have come out of that franchise. I've never played one of the games. Hey, if you want me to play a Five Nights at Freddy's game, I guess it's that time of the year. I would, I guess. Make your picks first, second, and third. I'll make mine as well. Let's talk about your comments from last time. Also, keep in mind, the imposter poll has reset, so you can now guess on that first imposter again, or you might want to wait to see if there are any clues that pop up. You're actually kind of hoping that Celeste Imposter stays alive for a little bit. Also, I think the real challenge of this series is me not accidentally saying the actual imposter's name. So we'll see if you are able to get them. Your comments from last time. Last time I asked you guys a question. It wasn't the sauces question. What did I ask you? I also got a new candle. Also, fractures tonight. Also, next week is Brawloween weekend. Also, I don't think there's anything else actually. I think that's about it. What did I ask y'all last week? Did I ask you anything? Certainly, yes I did. Anywho. Oh yeah, tiny robot or large robot. Oh, I like these answers actually. We're gonna go through this real quick. Like opening set, a robot, I have to think about the morale, or the moral rather, but I would have a robot for travel. He would be called Body. We love a little body. Robot for Glove Boy says a transformer, so I don't have to drive anywhere, which is kind of dope. A little transformer, more than meets the eyes. Kotoko, who also said, hey, just because we're not a team this season doesn't mean we can't team up. But see, like, there's also, you know, it's an imposter. Kuzu, who says a robot that can serve any purpose, you say? I think I know what I wanted to do. Make delicious food for me. I love some good food. Let me see. Lion, who would like a tiny robot chef like Ratatouille. Everyone's going the food route, which is honestly pretty good. Also, a tiny, like, little robot chef, that's adorable. We had Jags fan who answered the question saying a robot probably small or medium size, cleaning, or I should say keeping things organized. Organizing robot would actually be goated. Cause like, look, I think I'm like organized for the first maybe, the first like month of a season, and then the next 2 months I'm not, and then I'm like, alright, it's a seasonal reset, let's get things back together. So a robot to just keep things organized would be great, actually. Thunder would like a small robot that could analyze AEW-related chats and give him a short recap with all the major points and highlights. Create as an animation, that'd be kind of neat. Cat, who says the idea of a tiny flying robot with a little notepad writing down cool ideas I have passion projects for later. If it's allowed to be sapient, I could also have a tester be my test audience because I can't find anyone IRL to help me. A tragedy, but that'd be kind of dope. I would also like a note-taking robot, but I guess I kind of have my phone. But having like your own personal audience to like give you feedback is also kind of dope. Dragon Force Czar, who also says, always gotta go with Trails representation. We do love ourselves some Trails, you better believe it. Let's get the show on the road. I have asked you Halloween-related questions. I haven't gotten a lot of Halloween candy this year. I usually don't until after Halloween, but I got these Reese's Pumpkins. That's all I got. I don't think I have a question today. I'll come up with one. It's World Trauma Day. I'm not gonna ask you to trauma dump. don't do that in the comments. I've asked musical instruments. I purchased a guitar recently. I'm very excited. Like, I know how to play ukulele, so, you know, I have a musical background, so, yeah, I'm just gonna try, you know, very so often in my various, like, sporadic moments of free time, and by moments, I mean, like, probably less than an hour and a half stretch sometimes, maybe while something's rendering, I'll go and do some little learning on that guitar. Anywho. If you could put any 3 flavors, and it has to be 3 flavors, in a beverage, we're going a little mixology here, I suppose. If you put any 3 flavors in a beverage, which 3 flavors would you put in together that you think would work together? Craft a beverage right here, right now. It could be like fruits, it could be, I don't know, a specific taste, like, I don't know, like, it's like a sour-esque something, or it could be, I don't know, like a chocolate or something. You could go for a smoothie, you could go for something like that, a milkshake, you know what I mean? Make a beverage for me right now. And you know what? I'll make... This is a mistake. I'll make the one that I think is the most appeasing. Which sounds so dangerous. So, you know what? I'm gonna leave that out there. I'm not even gonna give my opinion. I have an idea for myself. But I don't want to sway anything that you guys might say. I will make whatever the most appeasing one is. And I'll get back to you. Let's start this episode. Also make your picks first, second, and third. I already know who I'm gonna pick. I'm picking imposter number 1. Celeste question mark. I'm gonna pick actual Kurumi, and I'm actually going to pick Chisa. Those are my picks. Without further ado, I think it's time. All right. We still gotta spin the wheel real quick, because this match could be for. It's not. We'll be at 15% next week, but you know, it is certainly not for the championship. That being said, it still could be if Chaos reigns mid-episode. Will it? Let's find out. As the beat goes on, as the game commences, and as we start round 1, the horn bearers, the horns, go ahead and do what you do best and sound them. Thank you, horn bearers. You've done great. You've done fantastic. We must proceed though, as Akane has found a table. Hopefully nobody goes through it. Kurumi, question mark, accepts their shadows. Kurumi gains a power persona. Kyoko finds a hat rack, so many hats. Monofini finds a sack of apples. Apple Day keeps the doctor away. Kurumi finds some leather scraps just enough to patch together some rudimentary clothing and looks rather caveman-like. Usami is glad to have someone like Kurakuma to have boring conversations with. Chisa can't take her eyes off of Haruka. Toko finds a pillow, so sleepy. Celeste thinks of a dark dark poem. Chihiro can't help but admire his own genius mind. Ruruka walks into a very strange machine. Her molecules get all rearranged. Phantom. She's got ghost powers. Izzy picks those neat flying in various places. Mondo finds a boombox, time to play some sick beats. Kaito just found a fishing rod. Now he can catch all the fish. Rantaro has found a table. Hopefully nobody goes through it. Hina is being adorable as always. Kurakuma somehow finds a suit of evil armor, puts it on, gleams with dazzling shine. Genocide Jack's bad brain turns her into a horrible person. Goodness gracious. She would never. We love Genocide Jack. Ryoma tries to kill Kurakuma, but Kurakuma's night armor diverts the blow. Munakata hopes to get everyone out of here. Here's the thing, Monosuke has become a light bearer. Remember, once again, it's not just if they win. It's if they win or make it to the bracket by any means necessary. So in terms of figuring out who imposters are, ghost, zombies, and light bearers are all dangerous in Ordeal because they might get a quick victory out of nowhere. Mitarai is glad he can rely on Juzo. Fuiko attempted to kill Toko, but Sakura intervenes just in time. Sakura had to had to kill Fuiko, not protect Fuiko. He's a dead man. Toko's alive though. Monaco and Genocide Jack conspire against Jotaro. The Archon Secret Vigilant Seiko grant her an Electrovision's Kibo, sobbing quietly. Hajime, seeing the heels running wild and is determined to make things right, turns face. Fat Togami challenges Kokichi to a duel. Kokichi bites the dust. Gundam finds a turtle on the beach. Pilot, it's your brethren. Oh, man's just super duper in his cave. He's slumped today. Kizakuro has been hot on Kyoko's trails in the sky. Kyoko thinks she's gotten away, but Kizakura has deduced her location, delivered the final blow. Sakura, except for Shadows, Sakura rather gains the power persona. Haiji does his best to avoid Genocide Jack. Masu knocks out Monodam in a fist fight, puts a death collar on him. Nagito's looking out only for himself. Komari's ready for target practice. Luckily, she's got a slingshot. Embracing her inner Fuihiko, about to make every pebble count. Shirokuma looks for someone dumb enough to believe him. Celeste? Using mysterious gas to knock out Komaru and Nagisa in order to put death collars on them, Maki kills Kotoko in front of Nagisa. Nagisa rushes to help, but Kotoko dies in his arms. How tragic. Jotaro disappears for a while, comes back with a wizard robe. Archon Secret Vigilant Mahiru grant her an animal vision. Teru wishes he could go home. That sounds about right. That sounds, yeah. Teru's like, I just want to get out of here. In a country accent. Southern accent. Nagisa has a blank expression, seems unresponsive to what's going on. Apparently, Kotoko's death has truly affected him. Mukuro hates the way the comments have been treating her and turns heel. Monofony and Monotaro, their fingers touched by accident, they both blush a little bit. Don't do this! V3 did this enough! Don't you do this too, Simulator! Don't you dare! Corey won't die like the others. Juzo finds a bike, someone cute the bike theme. Don't mind if I do, we love a little bike theme out here. As Monodam has a wish ring, hopefully he'll be responsible with it. Monokid wanders off and gets lost and never seen again, but will he be back is the real question. We had a game of 50. Although we just started this jovial music, it goes down to a Claire de Lune for Fuihiko, Kokichi, Kyoko, Kotoko, Monokid. 10%, of our gang are gone. But that just means we got 90% left to go. And while there's a whole bunch of big items now in play, that don't mean the next round's gonna be any crazier. It's gonna be, in fact, we're gonna lose less than 5 people next round. That's not a prediction. It's not a spoiler yet. I could still be right. As Mukuro starts round 2 with a skateboard, time to do some sick moves. Jotaro looks like he's on the verge of snapping. Nagito tries to make his collar look fashionable. Kurumi finds a bowling ball. Hopefully it's just a strike. I went bowling, and I think it was actually the worst day of bowling I've ever had recently. Like, it's been a while since I've been bowling, but that was the worst bowling day I've ever had. Prior to that, however, I went bowling maybe like 3 weeks before that, and that was one of the best bowling days that I ever had. So it's kind of, I had a hit or miss autumn so far for bowling. Anywho, Monosuke hums a song to himself. Celeste puts a death collar on Masaru. Now we're seeing the death collars rack up. Sakura summons her persona using Agi to scorch Maki's leg. Genocide Jack ambushes Kurumi, the real one, and kills her. Maki trips in a bush, and the champ has a yeet ball. Mondo takes that. Now he's got the yeet ball. Hina's starving. She gets a waffle, and I will judge you harshly for it, Hina. A well-placed shot by Komaru hits her bestie Toko in the head. What you doing out here? What you do? How could you? Mitarai tries to creep up on Mahiru. Mahiru creates a gust of air beneath herself and escapes. Izui takes the yeet ball and Masaru takes it right back as Seiko cleans up Kotoko's rotten corpse. Kaito casts around the river, pulls out a boot, not even a pair. Hajime feels defeated after losing a teammate. He feels lonely. Hajime is... let him in. Teru tries to get others to notice him. Nagisa snaps right out of it. Gundam rests against his pet turtle's flank. Rantaro eats something he shouldn't have, probably not pancakes, because he would never die of horrible stomach pains when you eat the delicious fantasticness that is the pancake. Monofini gives Monotaro Golden Delicious. Munakata tries to kill Cory, but Cory retaliates and kills him instead. Rest in peace to the sword mans. Haiji, he snaps, and now he's frenzied. I'm sorry, I looked down. Chihiro has built a tank, and Monodam steals it. Shirokuma wants to be helpful. Akane's got a laser gun. She's going pew pew everywhere, about to shoot everybody up. Monotaro thanks Shirokuma for being there for him. That's actually very wholesome, very pleasant. This isn't, however, Celeste teams up with her imposter, and they say, you know what? You may be pretending to be me, but let's get Monica out of here. Kurokuma steals Mashu's Yeet Ball, runs off with it. Ryoma remembers Kurumi, sobs quietly. Kibo finds Thursday's left shoe. Hajime sneaks up on Kizakura. Kizakura has known all along that he's been followed, able to counterattack and kill Hajime. Kurumi, question mark, her persona, or their persona, to be honest, it could go either way, it is a day, that's listed. Persona levels up, upgrading Garu to Garula. I don't remember who Kurumi is. I'm not gonna check. Chisa creates marketable plushies of Ruka without her permission. Ruka's so mad, but they have before they have a chance to react, rather. I remember now. The plushies are like hotcakes and they're both rich. Fatogami finds us all below his concern. Usami rambles on about something nobody cares about. Mukuro tries to kill Ruka. Ruka tries to bribe her. Mukuro leaves the arena saying, okay, who needs a murderous game when I got money out the wazoo now? Mitrai steals Kurokuma's Yeet Ball, runs off with it. Komaru gathers ammo for a slingshot. Juzo feels strong enough to handle anything. He is a big strong boy. Big strong boxing boy. As Cory steals the Yeet Ball at the last minute, I was almost kind of right, where it's 6 people gone. So for right now, I suppose it's a Claire de Lune 4. Kurumi, Rantaro, Munakata, Monica, Hajime, Mukuro. Well, here's the thing. Imposter Celeste could just do whatever they need to do for the entire game and not hit any of their special things. It is all odds. They are high odds, but it is still all odds, so we'll see if you get any clues. Or will you just be winging it in the dark? Let's find out. Next round C's. Maki finds Pilot, I thought you were in your... You know what, right now I don't see him. Thanks, Maki, put him back in the tank. Shirokuma challenges Ryoma and Monofini to an anything goes pancake competition. Let me tell you what. It is the one and only... the Kang of this channel. As I once again scramble to look for that notebook that I have that has all the things. Here it is. Once again blocked by my laptop. Number one most commonplace. Ryoma. There we go. Is now on that list. As Kurokuma traps Jack in a box and ships it to Brazil. The Archives of and Nagito grant him a cryo-vision. Hina throws a waffle like a shuriken at Juzo. It kills him. Masu finds the climate change remote. Ooh, dance in smarty pants. Will he... Oh, wait. Actually, that's really bad. Especially as the game starts to dwindle. Haiji. He looks around maniacally, seething. Toko comes back to her senses. Celeste attacks Haiji and Jotaro from behind, slaughtering them both. Ryoma has found a table. Nagisa builds a rocket. Jotaro is a dead man. Kibo finds some moon shoes. I don't think he can break his ankles, because I don't think he has ankles. But boy, can that man's get damaged. In active betrayal, Chisa and Ruka team up to eliminate Seiko. Sakura finds a hat rack, so many hats. Mitarai finds a massive sack of apples as well. An apple day keeps the doctor away. Monodam wishes for a cheeseburger. His wish ring shimmers for a second, and he gets a cheeseburger. I kind of want a cheeseburger too. One day. Kurumi summons their persona using Garula, rather. The wind blasts Chisa back with such power, a tree falls as they collide with it. Komaru accepts her shadows. Komaru gains a power persona. A lot of persona users getting summoned, I suppose. Monosuke finds some other scraps. He's now dressed as a caveman, not what I would expect from a rich bear, but whatever. Mahiru creates a gust of air, a current, and allows Fat Togami and herself to glide safely across the cliffs. Kurokuma and Usami giggle like idiots. Better not ask. I actually don't want to know what you two are giggling about. I wouldn't think that you two would get along, but you know what? Fair enough. Chihiro wonders if he should build a machine that makes Yakiniku. Ruka blasts envy from her hands at Akane. Akane is able to dodge the blows and narrowly escapes. Monophony stalks Maki, eyeing their title from the trees. Don't forget, chaos could still reign. They're both still in. Gundam finds an Omla cars. Wait, aren't those extinct Rider? Yeah, I guess so. Kaito spot them some shiny in the distance over there, right over there. Akane shoots several white-hot holes into Monotaro's body with that laser gun with the pew-pews that she found earlier. Celeste accepts her shadow was Celeste and gains the power of Persona. Usami can't stop fawning over Monophony. Teru hits on Fat Togami, but Fat Togami finds it suspicious. Corey's in the house. Actually, he brings it back to the house for a big touchdown with a ye-ball, baby. Fat Togami has found a table, hopefully nobody goes through it. Izue accepts his shadow as Izue gains the power of Persona, and Mondo can no longer sit still and let others kill their friends. Mondo's feeling like a hero. He's holding out for a hero for the rest of the night. Another 6, 7. First time we had 5, but now it's like averaged out to 6 per round. We are at 32 left. We stick to the 6 per round. You know, it's chill right now. We're hard chilling, except for these 7 people. They died. Genocide Jack, Juzo, Haiji, Jotaro, Seiko, Chisa, Monotaro. 32 people left. Who will be the most traumatized person here? I don't think that's a victory, but somebody will make it to the bracket. Let's find out who it's gonna be. As we proceed, it is still anybody's game. Keep it a buck with you. Don't forget, we actually still have our light bearer in play, don't we? As we proceed, as we click next, Hound. Sakura gives Kizukura a baseball cap. Kizukura pulls out a bat out of nowhere and says it's all about the Mets, baby. Akane feels unstoppable with her laser gun. Monodam fires an explosive round from his tank. The blast catches Ryoma, Shirokuma, Gundam, Hina, Monosuke, and Izue in its wake. The tank is left as a pile of sticks and rocks in the aftermath. Teru accepts the shadows. Teru gains the power of Persona. Goodness, we are also our light bearers now. I may have jinxed them just a little bit. Teru accepts the shadow of Teru, gains the power of Persona, and lo and behold, also, we were sticking with our 6s for a second because that was 6 people out. However, more people are perishing. Celeste upgrades her Persona from Zio to Zionga. Komaru uses a slingshot to pelt Monophony with rocks. More annoying than anything, really. Kurokuma, rather, really doesn't want to, but finds himself to get rid of Fat Togami. He's a goner. Mitsurai attempts to kill Monophony. Usami intervenes to protect her. Unfortunately, Usami dies in the attempt. You save the Agent of Chaos as Kaito. He just goes and picks up whatever looks neat and cool lying in various places. Nagito creates an ice sculpture in the shape of Teru. Alright. I didn't know those two were buddies. Hi, like that. Oh man, what happened to our 6s? They're ruined. Monophony poisons Mitsurai with a poisonous apple. Chihiro's thinking of plans to get Dude! Oh my gosh! Has become more cowardly. Mondo scans the arena looking for enemies, searching about. Masaru said everyone died spooky season. And it is October. You didn't ever actually change the remote, but you sure did. Mahiru jumps into a pile of leaves. Unfortunately, leaves were covering a pit. Mahiru falls in and perishes. Naisa, Kori, Maki, Kibo, Mondo, and Chihiro get together to carve jack-o'-lanterns. Nagito wasn't invited. In act of revenge, he dons a pumpkin on his head and slaughters them all in the forest. Terrifying. Toko gets her Halloween costume ready, but she will never get a chance to use it because she goes to a Thanksgiving feast prepared by Kizukura, who's never made a turkey in his dang life, so he just wings it. Toko, Monodam, Ruruka, Karumi, and Celeste, actual Celeste, die from food poisoning, and that brings us down to a dozen competitors. We just had 32. We lost 20. We had 5, and then 6, and then 7, and then 20. 20. It's a clear Lune. Ryoma, Shirakuma, Gundam, Hina, Monosuke, Izuyoi, Fat Togami, Usami, Mahiru, Nagisa, Kori, Maki, Kibo, Mondo, Chihiro, Toko, Monodam, Ruruka, Kurumi, Celeste. Well then. That certainly happened. And as we are not within your top 10, I feel like we should just go on. That being said, we still have an imposter in play, correct? Celeste question mark is still just hanging out here. Will they come up with a victory? You guys might only have one character to guess if Celeste question mark gets a victory here, but also remember it's Orteal, so it is literally still anybody's game. Any competitor could still win this thing as we click next round, and we go on. Kizakura and Celeste jump in piles around the arena. Kurokuma and Komaru are in a costume contest. Kurokuma's dressed as a Sasibaka, a moose, while Komaru's dressed as a Reaper, the same as every year. Komaru slices Kurokuma with her scythe, killing him, same as every year. Those two are gone. Sakura gives Kizakura a fedora. Kizakura takes his other hat off and puts the new one on and says, "Ah, yeah, man," and tips it. Masaru visits the pumpkin patch outside of Avi's wares and despairs. Archon Secret and Komaru grant her a Hydro Vision. Celeste, as a bunch of these things are happening, prints out a bunch of invitations for their holiday party. Will not have a chance to use them. In fact, Celeste question mark said, "It's for the best that you don't know who I am," apparently. Didn't use any of their things. Which is interesting because they are pretty powerful. Masaru wants to end things once and for all with Kaito. Masaru bites the dust. Teru, his persona levels up side to CO. Monokid kind of wanders off and gets unlost. Wanders back and gets unlost. Oh, he got lost. I think round 1 as Akane steps over a table for grabbing Kaito by the throat, chokeslams the astronaut boy from the heavens right through that table. He does not survive. Nagito buries Monofini and Celeste in piles of ice, freezing them both alive. And from 12, we go down to 8. It is Eclair, De Lune, and the last one potentially the episode 4. Kurokuma, Masaru, Kaito, Monofini, Celeste? Celeste trying to keep their identity a secret. Which is, I'm gonna say it is fascinating. Because these imposter perks could, like, give them away. But they are powerful, so they could also hope to win them the game. That's the trade-off, which is interesting. I think that's going to be a very fun mechanic for the rest of the season. That being said, we are at your final 8, which means we got one more thing that I gotta ask you, and that's, well, I guess one of 2 more things before I ask you who will it be, unless that doesn't happen. But right now, unlike last week, you get your Saving Grace picks. Yeah. Let's look at everyone's team so far. The Bears were completely out, but then Monokid said, nah. It's time to put in some work, comes back into the arena. Ultra Despair Girls has the Ultra Despair girl herself in Komaru. Everyone else has pairs. Danganronpa 1 still has Sakura, the almighty one, still standing for their team. Everyone else is gone. As we see, Future Side has Kizakura, who poisoned a turkey, and Mitarai, who is poisoned. Will they carry on for the Future Side? But on the other side, Danganronpa 2, we have Akane, who's hanging in there. With Nagito and Teru, this gang is still doing the best. They got 3 people alive. We have no ghosts and no zombies in play, which is something important to note. As we see our last team, Danganronpa V3, and let me tell you how many people they have left. Carry the one. None. Goose egg, 0, zilch, nada, Saro. Those are your picks for your Saving Grace picks in the comments. Make them first, second, or third. And you can either like this video or subscribe. Do one of those 2 things right now. You could do both, but I'm not going to ask you to do that much because, you know, I just want you to do one of the 2. You like them, or you can subscribe. If you're already subscribed, you'll only have one option. Unsubscribe and then resubscribe. let it be known, I'm gonna make my saving grace picks. Who am I jinxing today? I got Sakura Ogami getting first place. Give me the Ultra Despair. Girl! Komaru. And for third, I think I'm gonna take Nagito. He's got ice powers. How can I bet against ice powers? Those are my picks for first, second, third. What are yours? I'll look at them in the comments, or you will not type them in the comments and I'll have to predict what they are. If you don't make your saving grace picks in the comments, I'm gonna go into the comments and I'm gonna make saving grace picks for you. But right now, it's 8 competitors left. It's a samurai woman. All standing with the same heart, the same soul, the same determination as that of a samurai woman. Finally. Let's get it. We know how this rolls. Let's see who wins this thing. It is not Mitarai because he was poisoned. Monokid finds a pillow, so sleepy. Sakura finds a shotgun. Starts thinking about the damage she could do. A lot. Komaru summons her persona, uses Bufu, trapping Monokid's feet in ice. Darkness swirls around Gundam's body. He's now a ghost, so keep that in mind. Mitarai he's poisoned. He breathes his last breath. It was a bad time for Mitarai. Kizakuro finds a suit of evil armor. This late in the game is pretty nice. Akane can't take her eyes off of Teruteru as he finds a boombox. He was like, huh, check this out, Akane. And then he starts breakdancing. Nagito sets down a trap. That's our classic trap master. Some things never change. Except for Mitarai's living status, because he is now majorly deceased after this terrible turnabout 4. Mitarai. That boy was poisoned. Doom, 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 doom. It's still Samurai Woman. We're not even down to your final 5 yet. We got 2 more to lose, and we got a ghost in play, so we could be up another one very soon. Are we? Not yet, but we have more ghosts in play. Sakura gets caught in one of Nagito's traps, and all she can do is hope to be freed. Gundam misses being out of dinner. Nagito feels like Akane is slowing him down, and he takes out Akane on his own team. Komaru's persona levels up from Bufu to Bufala, which is great this late in the game. However, she won't have a chance to use it. Monotaro's back as a ghost. Still caught in the trap, Monokid lays there moping. Kizakura finds a bike. Cue the theme. Don't mind if I do, my guy. Thank you as Teruteru summons his persona, uses Seo, launching a large boulder on top of Komaru as Kizakura just bikes away, bikes away, bikes away, bikes away. He's out of there, and it is one more Claire de Lune of the episode 4. No, I'm sorry, it's a terrible turnabout. Akane. Komaru. And that does bring us down to 5, but does it really? Is the question I have to ask you, because it is, it's 2 ghosts in play. That can't be good. That cannot be good. As we go on, how will this play out? How will our specters take the victory, or will there be some specter deflectors here in play tonight? I can't be certain. We have to proceed to find out. But who's left? Sakura Ogami, Nagito, Teruteru, Kizakura, and Monokid, who's trapped, are your final 5, and they're all caught what we like to call within our final 5, a full final 5, a full set for a crisis of fate. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's do it to it. Next round sees more people perishing. We might be done. We might be done. As Monosuke's corpse is desiccating peacefully, Gundam kills Kizakura through ghastly means. Monotaro plays around with his incorporeal body, passing through various things to pass the time. Nagito summons a massive spear of ice, impaling Sakura, so this brings us down to 3. We're gonna have less than 3. Not yet. Celeste is back as a ghost. Teruteru turns face. He plans to be the hero of this game, which means we are now actually down to 3. It is 3 in its entirety, as Munakata's lifeless body is still decomposing. We got 3 ghosts now in play. Any of them could possess people and bring them back to life, and we could have a ghost victory. But right now, though, it is a terrible turnabout for Kizakura. Sakura Ogami. spear. I didn't even notice. We are down to your final 3. It is Monokid, who's literally bleeding out. It's Teru, who's determined to be the face that runs the place. And it is Nagito, who's got a spear of ice in the abdomen of Sakura Ogami. Will any of those 3 win, or will it be a ghost who snatches victory from their clutches? Final 3. Next round could see the end of it. Next round, ooh, sees a possession session. Meaning this isn't the end of it, but also that possession immediately sent to the grimoire. Teru fights for truth, honor, and justice becomes Super Teru. Pile of flesh that used to be Roma writhing with maggots. Monokid is trapped, still slowly bleeding out. Monotaro has found the corpse of Shirokuma, possesses it. Now Shirokuma is walking around again, but Gundam says, no, that's not gonna work for me, brother, and takes the ghost and the spirit of Monotaro out of the body. So we're back at our final 3. I'm gonna keep it real, we're not even gonna play a Claire de Lune for what just happened, or a terrible turnabout, because Gundam said, no, nothing's changed. And now we continue as round 10 begins. Gundam plays around with his incorporeal body. Teru sobs quietly. Celeste misses being out of dinner. Monokid knocks out Teru in a fist fight, puts a death collar on him. Nagito is determined to survive this. Nobody's dead, but there is a death collar on Teru, which doesn't mean much right now. But it does bring us to our final 2, or it would have if Gundam didn't make his move. Monokid dies from the blood loss caused by the trap that he was in. Celeste plays around their incorporeal body. Nagito can't wait to kill again, and Gundam has found the corpse of Kaito, possesses it. Kaito is now back in the game. I was gonna say Teru and Nagito are on the same team, so they're not generally gonna go after each other. This would have been a reset at this point, but Gundam said, I have one chance, I have one shot, one opportunity, makes it count, which means we're continuing again after this terrible turnabout for Monokid, Gundam, who's now possessing Kaito Momota, Luminary of the Stars. What will that mean is the million-dollar question. We're gonna have to find out next round, because it is still a Crisis of Fate. It's strange when we get a long section for Crisis of Fate, but we're going on another round, and there's still people in. Kaito casts his rod in front of. He was like, I'm dead, but I guess I'm alive again? Better go back to fishing. Catches the Neon Openstein, dark energy swirls around Ryoma. He's now back as a ghost. Nagito just found a fishing rod. Teru cycles through the songs that he could dance to, and Celeste still a ghost, and this is Have Dinner. We still have 2 ghosts in play now. Oh, but look at this. We're down to a 1v1 now. For now. Kotoko and Celeste decay silently, but Celeste plays around with their incorporeal body. We got a dead Celeste, and we got an alive, not alive, rather, a ghostly Celeste, as Kaito's humming a song to himself as he's being possessed by Gundam Tanaka, don't forget. Nagito hates the way the death color feels on his skin, don't worry, you won't have to feel it anymore because Ryoma kills you through ghastly means he is a ghost. And Teru's got that wizard robe on now, he's scattering sparkles everywhere, it's gonna be enough to take out Kaito Momota, a man with a fishing rod in his hand. Final 2, after this final, next to last rather, terrible turnabout for Nagito. Our game comes to an end as 2 competitors stare each other down, and there's still a world where neither of them win. So when I ask you who, keep that in mind. Will it be Teru, Kaito, Momota? Kaito possessed by Gundam, they both could show off, and win this game. That being said, will they, and a Teru who's collected item after item this game, wants to be the hero of this game, Super Teru is in play, will he win tonight? Because against him right here, right now, Ghost. Ghosts are against him, Ghost everywhere. Which Ghost could stop him? I don't know. They could kill him through ghastly means and let Kaito get the victory. They can kill both of them through ghastly means. And then we have some shenanigans on our hands. That being said, Kaito, Teru, call it right now in the comments. Call it right now. As I click next round, it could be neither one of them. It is what feels like a ghost round. What? Oh my gosh, we have to talk about everything that just happened here, because an imposter almost won this game in the 11th hour. Let me walk and talk with everything that just happened here from the top of this round because things just went wild. From the beginning, Ryoma plays her out as an incorporeal body, passing through various things to pass the time. Celeste, who was not the imposter, says, you know what? At least you weren't impostering me. Possesses Kurumi and possesses her. Kurumi is now in the final 3, but Kaito brings Kurumi in for a hug, saying, I'm so glad you're back, and then whispering you mean nothing to me. Then Kaito slams Kurumi and walks off alone inside this pit of danger. The nuclear waste. I actually don't know if that's a death event. I guess it must be. Nuclear waste from the power plant that the arena was built on top of reanimates Juzo's body, zombifying him. Is Kurumi still alive? Is this wrong? I think this is wrong, actually. We're not done. I think Kurumi's still alive. Yeah, Kurumi's not dead. This is actually not true. That's a glitch in the game. Because I don't think this has ever happened, potentially. I guess the game is not, I have not coded in this one specific possibility. Because she's still alive. An imposter still could win this game. Teru hasn't won yet. Teru and Kaito, the two mightiest warriors, do battle. Though Kaito used underhanded tactics, the heat of the heart of Teru rather, never gave up. He was able to conquer the heel that was Kaito after taking out Kurumi, which means it's really not over yet. Celeste and Kaito are gone, so I'll give them a terrible turnabout. Celeste, Kaito. But now Kurumi, is in the final 2 with Teru. In this imposter's first game, Celeste may have just said, hey, my other the person who was impostering me, screw you. Are we about to see an immediate imposter victory via ghostly shenanigans? I have to click next round. We have to see what goes on. At the end of the day, Teru said, it doesn't matter what you do, it's gonna be me. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Teru at the end of this uses his persona, uses CO, launches a boulder on top of Kurumi? Teru's persona gains enough experience to learn Mapsiodyne, but he won't need it. Because at the end of this, even though Celeste tried to just put a huge middle finger to the one that was imposing or pretending to be her, Teru still remains the hero of this story. So after one final actual terrible turnabout 4, is that Kurumi? Oh no, it don't look like it. But your winner, in what was a legitimately hard-fought victory. He fought back from ghosts, he fought back from competitors, he fought back from possessed people. From heels alike as well. He is Super Teru. Nobody could stop him. He is the face that runs the place, and he is the face that's going on the bracket. Can we talk about how wild this ending was? How in the 11th hour now, this is like the 12th hour at this point. This is 11:59 p.m. Kurumi came back through Celeste, actual Celeste. There's also a world, I have to keep in mind, there's a world where an imposter possesses an imposter and they win the game, and that's 2 imposters in it once. That is a real possibility, but we almost saw an imposter win. 2nd place here. Oh my gosh. But Teru said, hey, not today, which means Kurumi is in that fan vote. Or not fan vote, in that the submission box. So hey, go ahead and guess that imposter. Also, you can go and make another guess for, you didn't get anything super duper useful, I don't think, for imposter number 1. So you're just gonna have to keep guessing, unfortunately. We'll see how that all plays out though. Kurumi, congratulations, you lost. Teru though, he's there. You can bring up that bracket. Teru joins it, and so does Mangle. What a world we live in. That being said, I am taking off. This was an episode. Nagita had 10 KOs, Kizakura had 8, Monodam had 6, Celeste had 3, Teru had 3, Akane, Ruka, Gundam all had 2, everyone else had 1 or less. That is our game, which was a crazy ending to this game. Teru, it may have given some people trauma, but you know what? He's got a little bit in his heart as well. That being said, tonight it's Fracture. So, you know, we'll play a little Fracture music as we head out. Tonight is Fracture. You won't want to miss it. It is a big build show. We're going to get our final competitors that will be in the Masquerade Brawls. We got Arrow, who will be a special guest referee as 2 competitors go one-on-one, and those 2 competitors will be who Arrow is defending the United World Championship against. Kaito, nope, yes. Kaito is in action, and so is Cassius Bright tonight. It's going to be a fantastic show. You won't want to miss it. Once again, Fracture is live, and if you're watching this as it came out, it's live real soon. So, until then, I'm taking off to Loot Flight Crew. Fracture tonight. Thank you, as always, for watching.